Congratulations.
Thank you.
First off, want to get an update on Crépeau. We were hearing that he had a broken leg.
I don't have any. I'm sorry. I don't have any new information for you.
Okay. So you don't know if it's broken or not?
I really do not know.
Okay.
I haven't. You see what's going on. I haven't had a chance to sit down with the doctors yet.
Can you talk about John McCarthy, bringing him on? He's a guy who played one MLS game all year, but he also had faced penalty kicks against America. If you can just talk about what he did today and.
Yeah, it's couldn't happen to a better guy. John is one of the heartbeats of this team, emotionally. And I think I mentioned yesterday at the press conference, there was a moment in preseason where we found ourselves as a group, and John was right in the middle of that, being a vocal leader for this team and working very hard all season long and being an amazing number two in disguise. And we know what he can do in penalties. We've seen it. We train them. We've trained for these moments. And John came up big. Like I said, it couldn't happen to a better guy. I'm extremely happy for him and for everybody at LAFC.
We're going to come right over here to the right. Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan Siegel from MLSsoccer.com. Garrett's goal. I think it's safe to say that's why you signed him. What did you see? And take us into just the, frankly, global magnitude of that moment.
It's Gareth being Gareth. He's a big player with big qualities and a guy who makes big plays. Let's hope he doesn't in the first game of the World Cup for all those Americans here in the room. But it's Gareth being Gareth. He does it in training. He's done it this season. When he's feeling well and healthy, he makes a difference in games. It's that, and that's why we bring him those moments. I wish he was 24.
We're going to stay on this side of the room, over here to your right.
Jay Posner with the Union Tribune in San Diego. Curious about two things. Were you considering bringing in John anyway for kicks? Would you have done that? And also, what does this entire thing and this title mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, we know, we talk about every possible change, every possible scenario. I write them down. I document it all, and that is a scenario that we have talked about. Whether or not we would have done it, I don't know. It's purely hypothetical. It happened, so we had to. What it means to me, I'm not sure yet. I think I need a few days to process. For me, the goal is always to maximize the potential of this group. And anything short of a Supporter Shield or MLS Cup for this particular group, with this mentality, wouldn't have been enough. And so I think a job I can say for myself and the rest of the coaching staff, a job well done. We've done our job. We've done what we were here to do by maximizing the potential of this group. And it was a lot of hard work, but that makes me proud. Not the title per se, but out of a group of individuals to make a team and to create a mentality to come back and through everything that went through today, the emotional roller coaster, that they found a way to come together and win. That's probably what I'm most proud of.
We're going to stay on the right side.
Dylan Hernandez here with the LA Times. Steve, could you just kind of describe the kind of emotional ups and downs, taking the lead late, giving up that lead, falling behind, and then kind of tying it in stoppage time of overtime?
It's classic Philly. They never give up. They work hard. They're scrappy. They can score goals in any phase of the game. I thought we had a pretty good first half. We had a lot under control, deserved to be in the lead, let them back in, got a little away from what we were doing. Probably has more to do with Philly. They played very well in the second half. Yeah, it's just a roller coaster. But we made a few changes, went for it, put on Christian Teo at clear number 10, then with three forwards, took away a midfielder. It's kind of not rolling the dice, but trying to change the momentum and the dynamic of the game. And we did. And we were able to create a few more attacks and make Philly defend a little more and relieve the pressure a little bit. And then it just kind of continues. And, when you take the lead, it's always tricky at the end of games. There's emotions, there's plays, there's set pieces. But it's classic final. A lot of finals throughout many competitions around the world are decided by set plays and those moments where mistakes are made. not so much on the run of play. And so I think we saw more of that tonight.
We're going to go right here in the back with Joseph.
Joseph Tipolito, The Guardian. Two things. First, when you were compiling the roster, what impressed you about John McCarthy that you put him on the roster? And second, how do you approach a game when you are down 10 men in the final few minutes of the second extra time period and you need a goal?
Yeah, John is an excellent goalkeeper. Could be a number one elsewhere, could be a number one for us. It's very tight between him and Max, but both are great teammates and push each other to get better. My personal opinion, the best number 2 in the league. And that's how we choose our goalkeepers. To answer your second question, there isn't a whole lot of thinking and going on there. You're down 10, you take your moments, you need a goal. The guys know what to do. We train for that all the time. These 9-1-1 moments that I'll call them in games are a part of our game plan. We go through it. We had to take Mahal out for tactical reasons because we needed a goalkeeper, and we tried to keep our larger stature players on the field for set pieces and crosses, and it worked.
We're going to do 3 more for our coach. As you can see, we have one of our players that has joined us. We want to make sure that we're keeping our time efficient. We're going to go with Joe, Jeff, and Ivis, and then we're going to switch to Ilya.
Thank you.
Joe Reedy, Associated Press. Steve, was the plan always when you got to extra time to bring Gareth in, and just was there a time just during this past week when you felt like he was healthy to go?
Yeah, I mean, the same goes for last week. He was healthy and ready to go last week if need be. And yeah, it's always a plan to put him on exactly for the reason he scored his goal. He has the quality to do that. He has the physical stature to do that. Yes, we are, buddy. We are. Congratulations. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to Max. Get well, buddy. I'll call you in a bit.
Hold on, you go back to the locker room. Hold on.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Would you mind repeating that question? I lost track.
Just, Gareth, was the
Yeah.
plan just for him to come in extra time, or did you think about bringing him in
Sure, if
earlier?
we need be in earlier as well, but the way the game shaped up, you go ahead in the 83rd minute, I believe, and then you get the equalizer, and then you have to think about things a little bit. What can you do? There's 30 more minutes to play. It's not just 5 or 10 or 8 minutes. There's 30 more additional minutes, so then you have to think about it tactically, and yeah, it was, it's a piece that we have on our roster that I have that maybe Philly didn't have, and I think that's just the difference tonight.
Jeff, go ahead.
Jeff Ruder of The Athletic. Congratulations, Coach. Not a bad first season for you in the job. I was wondering if you could reflect on stepping into the role after what Bob Bradley had done coaching this club, and then also wondering, what do you do for an encore after this?
Well, I don't know the answer to the second part of your question right now. Yeah, so I think I've gone about coaching in different ways, and I've coached developmental, which is a different way to coach players. There's a different goal, so you have to coach them different. Your methodology is different, and your tactics that are different as well. But for this particular job, during the interview process, I can share what is working. You shouldn't change. Because that takes a lot of energy and effort and resources. What's working, hold on to, and what's not working, change. And that was my approach in the interview process, and I was able to convince the right people to give me a shot, and I think they're happy with the decision now.
Final question, then we're going to bring up a couple players. Go ahead, Ivis.
Ivis Skolarsip, SBS
Nice.
Soccer. Congrats, Steve. I want to take you back 3 years ago. You're in Germany, trying to break in, trying to find a job. It's not like it's tougher than you probably thought.
Sure.
How frustrating was that, and how crazy is it that so much has happened in just 3 years? Does it not even seem like it's been 3 years from that point to now? Here you are lifting a trophy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. But I think I mentioned this the other day in the press conference. This business as a coach or as a player is not plannable. Things happen. You need to be ready for them. The worst thing you can do as a coach is jump into a situation that you're not prepared for. And so during those times where you're looking for the right job or looking for a job, it's about preparing yourself when it does come. And I felt very well prepared for this job. And I think maybe 2 titles speaks for itself.
All right, thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We will have